So I think I have found the perfect Fujifilm recipe. I use it so often. It just handles every single scenario that I throw at it so beautifully, and it just makes me love shooting with this camera even more when I use it. I went on a little walk yesterday, and when I say it was little, it was because I was walking to something, but I was out on the streets of Newcastle and the light was perfect, and I had the Fujifilm on me, and I snapped up a few pictures, and when I went back and looked at them later, it reminded me of how much I love shooting with this camera. And it is probably because a lot to do with the preset that I use, but also the camera as well. So I wanted to talk through a little bit of that today, show you the preset. I have mentioned this one before, but I wanted to go a bit more in depth about my feelings about it, as well as my feelings of shooting with the Fujifilm. You probably already know them by now, but I want to share a few more of those with you today. So let's get into it. Now, my preset is based off a Kodachrome 64 recipe that you can find on Fujifilm Weekly. I essentially took that and then just changed it a little bit until I ended up with a recipe that I really like. So it's kind of Kodachrome 64, but not really. Anyway, here are the recipe details if you want to take a photo of them, chuck them down into your camera. Now, the thing that I do that is a little bit different to some Fujifilm recipes is I kind of alternate between different white balances. And the reason I do that is because this preset can be naturally quite warm in the default white balance that I use. So I set mine to a custom white balance of, I think it's 6,200. Anyway, the details over here, you'll see them. But I set it there, and then I obviously make my color adjustments as well. But then if I ever enter a scenario where I feel like it's just a bit too warm in the room, I will then essentially just flick down to the daylight setting with the color adjustments on it too. So I kind of alternate between those two depending on what I'm feeling. But honestly, when I take photos with this preset, there's just something about it that is just so beautiful. Take a look at some of these images. So this first photo is actually my favorite that I took on this little walk, and it is a photo of this building with some nice negative space up top, not too much, just a little bit. And I love the color of the sky in this photo. It's not too blue, but just enough to make it look vibrant. And the building just looks awesome too. A nice bit of contrast. The shadows look really nice. And then the pop of the highlights of that yellow tone from the sunset just on part of the building as well just looks so beautiful. I just love the composition of this frame, but the colors within this photo are just so good. And that's this preset really coming to life. And similar photo of the same building, but this is looking back towards the sunset, and you can really see the warmth of the sunset come into this image. There is less of those cool tones, and it's definitely more on the warmer side. However, the bus kind of creates a bit of a cool tone in this, which is kind of cool. And there's also a blooming in the bottom right because of the filter that I was using. I was using the Everyday filter by Short Stash. Such a great filter for this kind of time of day, and pretty much every time. I've been actually using it a lot more than I have in the past, and it's really good for photos as well. But yeah, I love this photo as well. The bus is just perfect, and the light on the side of it and the old buildings just look so good in the sunset hour. I also love how this preset handles shadows. If you have a look in this photo, the shadows aren't too contrasty. There's definitely contrast within this image, but there is a nice balance of both the actual highlights and the shadows. And that's actually a testament to this camera. A little bit to do with the filter that I was using, but there's no adjustments within the preset or the recipe to make this happen. This is just what it looks like and the way that the camera handles it with the film stock. And I just love the way that it handles the shadows and the highlights. And again, just those warm tones in contrast with the cool blue sky. I love this photo. And again, this frame highlights some of that stuff I was talking about with the shadows, but there's also just that warmth in these buildings that just looks so good on this preset. And the road is actually taking the cool tone in this photo as well. The sky is also cool, but the road has that cooler tone as well. And I love how balanced this photo feels. Again, this preset just feels like it handles every scenario and just makes it look beautiful. This feels like some kind of vintage moment from an old film camera. That's why I love this photo. And the flexibility of this recipe just makes everything look sick. This is just a quick photo of me just pointing my camera up the street and happening to capture a yellow car, which is kind of on theme to the tones and the colors that are within the image. But again, just showing some of that beautiful light shining through the streets of Newcastle, giving it that warm vintage feel. It's just such a good preset to use within the city at this time. It shines in golden hour. And I said it with the first image, I just love the way that this recipe handles the blue sky tones. It just looks perfect. There is some nice deeper parts of the sky as well as some lighter blues as well, but I just love that color of blue. Blue is slowly starting to become my favorite color. You probably thought it was because of all the blue that is always in my set. Yeah, I'm just loving the blues that this preset produces. And the last photo that I want to show you didn't happen on the street, but it happened where I was walking to, which is a house show for my friend Chris Quinton. Such a talented dude, some beautiful music. It was so good watching him play last night. And I took this photo of the little kind of set that he had going on where he was going to be sitting, playing his music from before anyone rocked up. And it was just awesome to be able to capture that. And this preset just shone through. I was actually using the different white balance for this one because it was just a tad bit warm with what was going on. But I just love the colors that are being represented in this image. There's almost like that greenish bluish hue with the pop of the yellow lights and the red lights as well. I just love how balanced this recipe feels. There's something so refreshing about just being able to take a photo and have it already edited for you with such beautiful colors thanks to the recipes that you can build and put onto this camera. I think it is a testament to how much this camera has changed the way I feel about photography. It's an important thing to talk about. I feel like a lot of photographers get caught in this pro-consumer phase where they're using these mirrorless cameras that have all these lens attachments, and they're great and they're perfect for what you can use them for and what they are made for. But sometimes it's good to break the mold and to shake it up a little bit and to try something completely different. And that's what the Fujifilm has done for my photography. It has changed the way I feel about it. My photography is now reactionary. So much of it before was planned and meticulous. Now it feels like I'm reacting to life. It really is the everyday camera, and I love the way that I feel about photography because of this camera and because of this recipe. It is just so good to take the photo and to know and to trust the camera and the preset to know that it's just gonna look so good. And so I love using this camera. I love this recipe preset. I've probably called it both things the whole time. I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to showcase some of the images that I took on a brief walk just to highlight the power of this camera and the power of this recipe. So chuck it in your camera, give it a go. Let me know what you think down below in the comments if you like it or you think there is some things that I could change about it. Hope you are all doing well, and I will see you all in the next video.